Good morning and welcome to another edition of Royal Majesty Talk. Your host, Royal Majesty Funsho Timothy. This morning, this show is all about marital issues that confront immigrants in the society here in the diaspora. And it's a known fact that women control sex, they control the sexual partners, and women control who we get married to. But here in the diaspora, there are plethora of beautiful ladies and great guys to choose from. But the question that most of us have is why do these men and ladies always choose to go back to the different countries to get their spouses? So with me this morning, I have two wonderful guests with me that we're going to talk about this issue, and I'm hoping that by the time this show ends, we probably will have some answers to that question. With me this morning, it's a lovely lady from the state of Maryland. She's a wonderful lady. Her name is Olori Abidoye. Mr. Abidoye, welcome to our program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kabiyesi.
All right, and of course, I have with me Mr. Emmanuel Ade from the state of New York. Mr. Ade, welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
All right, without taking much of your time, I'll start with you, Olori Abidoye. Did you really know why men and women here, I'm talking about immigrants, men and women, why they chose to go back to the various countries to get to choose the spouses or brides or grooms?
Uh, in this particular issue, I would say it goes two ways. Most men feel that the women here in the diaspora
Mhm.
is like, okay, he knows what I know what she knows. And when they bring them in, and because of the rights of women in the diaspora, a lot of things change. So some men would like to go back to home to get married. But at the same time, the person you are going to marry from home to bring to the diaspora, do you look at the do's and the don'ts, the ins and out of that person you're bringing? What if a situation whereby you bring that person, you groom that person, at the end of the day, you start regretting, if I had known, I would have married from the diaspora instead of going back home to marry. So it's like a two-edged sword. Like me, let me use myself as an example. I didn't meet my husband here. My husband came back to the diaspora, to Nigeria. The first time he was coming to Nigeria after 10 years of sojourning to the United States. That was how we met. I just came into the bank to do a transaction and he met me. I love his boldness. There were three of them, three friends, but he was the one that made the move. He picked that bold move. I never knew he came home to look to get a wife. We just became friends from one thing to the other. He now decided to marry me. I was a banker when he married me. But when I came to this country, I know he brought me to this country. I married him because I loved him. I didn't marry him because I want him to bring me to the United States. Because if I had wanted to come to United States because of him, if he marries me, when I come back here,
You are not uh something wrong with your mic here, Miss Olori Abidoye. Hold on for a minute. Something wrong with your mic. Olori Abidoye. All right, we're gonna pause for a minute. Olori
Can you hear
Abidoye,
me?
hold on. Yeah, I can hear you now, but something wrong with Olori Abidoye's mic. Olori, let me call her. All right, we're gonna Olori Abidoye. Olori Abidoye, something wrong with your mic. Something wrong with your mic. Okay, let me hold on. All right, let me call it. Let me call on the phone and see if something's wrong with the mic. Yeah, something wrong with your mic. I could barely hear you. Something wrong with your mic. Yeah, the mic is off. All right. Um. Okay. I think. Mr. Ade, are you there?
Yeah,
Y-
me.
Yeah, your mic is not on. This is what we're gonna do. All right. Let me do this. Let's start this all over again, guys. Okay. Let's start over again. I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna end this recording. I want to. Miss, can I hear you now, Miss? Hello, everybody. Can I have you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, great. Oh, great. All right, cool. Miss Amiru, are you
Yeah,
there?
Yes.
Kadis is
Okay,
good.
wonderful. All right, good. Miss Ade, you there, right? Miss Ade?
I can hear you.
Okay, you there?
Yeah, I can hear you very well, loud and
Okay,
clear.
great.
Loud and clear.
You, Olori Abido, you were off for a while, and we couldn't hear you. So,
Yeah, my mic is on from my end.
yeah, it's on now. We can hear you well now. That's good. That's good. All right. We lost you for a second, but you ordered talk for a second. Let me just go to the other folks, and then we're gonna come back to you. Okay. All
Okay.
right. All right. Mr. Ade, you know this notion called a big fish in the pond. Most of these men and women that went back home to choose the bride, I think that what they always feel like, because they now came from the diaspora, they now like a big fish in a pond, so they can get any girl, any woman, or any man they want. Do you believe in that notion?
Of course, Kadis. Olori have said everything. Believe me, Olori have said everything. Sometimes too, we men have to blame ourselves. When people go home, the way they used to talk to this woman, as if they are living heaven on earth in America. That they talk to them as if everything is all right, everything is perfect here. You know,
Mm.
they don't tell them how you know how how they don't tell them how their life is. They tell them sweet things. They don't say them the bitter ones. So these women, when they get here and they see that this is not like the way they said it, and they will change. They will change to them. You know, you see, like your Yoruba people used to say, they say when you are approaching a woman, it's just like say if tell the woman how you are. Don't add anything. Tell the woman how you are. It's better to tell a woman that you are poor, and when you find out, you see that she see that you are a big person. Don't take yourself don't take yourself to the level that you don't reach, so that when the woman find out and you become useless, you lose a lot of respect. You see,
Yes.
Eh,
Yeah.
like so that's what I see. And
Okay. Right.
mostly too, let me have something. And mostly too, a
Mm.
lot of a lot of us, we meet this woman at the maybe at the nightclub. How can you meet a woman at the nightclub and you take a woman serious that you want to marry that kind of a woman? Like Olori said right now, she said she and the husband, they met in the bank.
Yeah.
When you meet a
Hmm.
woman at the bank, you know that, oh, this woman is a responsible woman. It's a
Mm.
responsible
Mm.
woman. You can make this
Yeah.
woman as your wife, not
Mm.
nightclub, not beer parlor. You can't meet a woman in this kind of area and say you
Mm.
want to make a woman like this as your wife. So
Yeah.
that is what I have. Mm.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Day. I think that's a valid point that you just made. The way you meet them, how you meet them matters a lot. Mr. Maniru, You
Yes.
know, we that was the time my daughter called me a traditionalist. I mean, a traditionalist father. She felt like I'm too kind of like true tradition in the way I handle the affairs of my home. Now, do you think that part of the reason why some of these men and women went back home to choose their spouse because they want a quote unquote a traditionalist, a traditional lady, a lady that's cultured in their ways of mind, cultured in the things they do? Do you think that's the reason why they do that?
Uh, Part of that, probably yes, but mainly the men who I met in our community, when I asked them about this situation, most of them, like 90% of them, say the reason why they're going back to get married over there because they don't find a woman here in this country that fit their their expectation. So why? And then they say it's very very costly to go back. They get bring the woman here. Why? Because in terms of money, you have to spend a lot of money to go and then to all the do the paperwork, all this paperwork at the embassy, all this stuff. So it is more costly. But they say they prefer if they have choice to get a woman here, not back going back. And some said, you know, because women here in this country, uh, they don't have the same cultural belief like them, like food, all kind of stuff. So they prefer going back there and be married. So, but for me, in my in my goal, if I have to go back and get a woman from there, it should be like I was already married over there. I was already married there for him, and then come back. But not going from here, go there like a new relationship. That will be that will be difficult. So I don't prepare that because you never know. You just see here on the maybe on you talk over the phone, but you don't get to know exactly a lot before you get married. So if I have to choose, I'm gonna wait here instead of going back.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Minero. Appreciate that thought. Olori Abidoye, this notion that some men, when I was dating, I was when I was dating here before I went back home to get married. I dated a few ladies, but I knew my limitations as a man. Okay, I knew what kind of lady I can date because I wasn't made enough yet. Now, do you think part of the reason why some of these men or ladies went back to a different countries because they're not really made here yet, and they don't want to? They want the high quality man or woman as bride or groom, but they know they can't get them here because they're not really set here. So they know, you know what? The other choice they have is to go back to the various countries and get these girls or this man. Do you think so?
I don't really think so because some people here, they date women here, they got married, some truly love, and they marry. They understand each other because this marriage stuff is
Mm,
about understanding each other.
mm,
You might love me and I might not love you. I don't pretend. Some people pretend just for them to come into you. Just same thing with men. Some men will profess every kind of thing to a woman, but deep inside them, it just stopped here. It didn't go down because they know what they wanted. So to me, I believe some people date in this country, they got married. Some, they have a lot of things in mind. Just like I said before, women here in the diaspora, we are the government. or I would say the system here gave women so much rights over the men. So some men, when they look at it, they are afraid. The system favors the women so much here. If I bring in this person, I love this person, but if I bring in this person with the system here, I will not be able to do or say certain things because the system is with the other side, the female. So some look at it, they say, okay, I don't think I can cope with this. I better go home. Let me see if I go home to get somebody from home, I might at least have a little bit of edge over the person. But the person you're bringing, by the time the person comes here and gets into the system and knows what the system is all about, they might change. Some might not change. It depends. I always use myself as an example. I am from Nigeria. I am from the eastern part. But I married somebody, a Yoruba. We are two different people. But we came together. We grew from the scratch because I believe I love my husband with all my heart. Everybody has their shortcoming. But if you groom a man and the man grooms you to what the two of you want each other to be, I believe things are going to work.
Yes. 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 Yeah. Thank you, Lori Abidoye. You made a valid point there, and I'm going to get to that point with Mr. Ade. Mr. Ade, the question Olori brought up that I wanted to address is this. All right. Now, the issue of cultural differences. Okay. Some men would say that they went back home because they couldn't find their kind of lady or kind of or the men or and the lady would say I can't find the guy from my tribe. Okay, that's why I went back home to choose a bride. But now, Mr. Ade, let me ask you a question. This question is that should that be a reason why that we can marry each other here? I mean, look, Olori Adeboye just said she married a man from Yoruba race. Should that be a reason why some of our men and ladies went back home to get their spouses?
No, I don't think so. It's different things, you know. Like me, like this. I'll use myself for example. When I was looking for a woman in this country, you know, I did not find her. I don't know. It's just like they are not there. You know, I searched all kind of places. I did not get one. You know, so even the one that I marry now, it was through one of my sister. It was through my sister. We get connected. You know, so marriage is not about to get my tribe. I was not looking like, oh, I want a Yoruba woman. Even that time, if I get a good Yubo woman, I will marry. If I get a good Edo woman, I will marry. But I did not find any one of them. You know.
Wow.
So the only option is that to go back home and go and get someone. You see. So yeah. I don't think that it's about tribe something. Some people may make their mind that, oh, I'm a Yoruba man, I have to marry a Yoruba woman. You see. So if you want it well, forget about tribe. If you want it well, forget about tribe. Sometimes you can marry a Yoruba woman and she will disappoint you big time. You know, and you marry someone out of your tribe. You can marry a Yoruba woman or a Edo woman, and she'll be like your mother. You see? So I don't think love should be about tribe. You know, love is not supposed to be about tribe. You see?
Okay.
It should love speak same language. Love speaks same language. You see? So that's my understanding.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Adi. Mr. Maniru. All
Yes.
right. Now, there's this notion back home. Some of these ladies that we talk about trophy wives. Remember when we talk about trophy wives?
Yeah.
Right. Now, this is why this thing now becomes an issue because any most of these ladies, I'm not saying all of them now, okay? Some of these ladies back in the different countries, look, they will marry a stone that will come from the diaspora. Okay? If you're a stone and you can talk, they will marry you. That's how some of them are so desperate in coming. Now, do you think that's the reason why some of our men or ladies went back home because they believe that anybody they talk to there will say yes to them?
Basically, it's possible. It's possible. But let's say, okay, for me, what I think is that love doesn't have a color, right? Love doesn't have a color. You love a person, you love him. Love a woman, you love her. So for me, talking about color is not the real issue. Let me give you an example. I have a friends. We get back home and then marry a woman. And then she came here. When she came here, before he was doing 3 jobs. When she came here, he changed to 2 jobs. But before the woman started getting all the paper work, you have to have the green card, you have all social security, all this. So she started going to the salon, hair braiding salon. And then from there, Mr. King, from there, everything started falling apart. She came home and then she complaining. And then she said, "Oh no, my husband is too short. My husband is too short. Are you serious? So you didn't see him before when he get married, and now you say he's too short. Come on." And then she based on that, Mr. King. She based on that, and they just get divorced. I'm telling you, they didn't last. They didn't last 1 year. They didn't last 1 year, and then she divorced. She get away from the house. That is too short. I can't imagine. People talk about everything. She said, "Oh, he's too short." Come on. So she has some reason behind all this. I don't think it's because the guy's short, but maybe she has some other things. She has her own
Agenda.
goals when they come in here, her own program. But if things doesn't go or what she wants, she'll find a reason to just leave. For me, okay, Mr. King, what do you think about this? The guy is too short. My husband is too short, so I'm gonna leave him.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. I'm serious. I've noticed that it's a friend.
Mm.
Yeah, Mr. Monero, can I come in here
Yeah.
Yeah, go
a
ahead, go
little
ahead, go
bit?
ahead, Aluri. Go ahead, you keep coming.
Yes. It's just like what I said before. It's not going home to get a wife that is the problem. Any man, you can go home and get any wife you want and come back to the United States. But when you bring that woman, what is her intention for coming? Did she really marry you because she loves you? Or did she marry you because she wants you to bring him to this country? Because when you marry somebody that has another intention, immediately you bring the woman to this country, the United States, or whatever country you're staying. Let me tell you something. That marriage is not going to last because he just use you as a portal to come to use you as a portal to come into that country. Within 1 to 2 years or even months, she will start seeing faults. This is this, this is that, this is that, this is that. By the time you know it, she
Gone.
has gone out there. People have advised her. People have talked to her. Definitely that marriage is not going to work because she used you as a portal
Mhm.
to come into that country. So in this kind of a situation, I don't think there's any love in that marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lady used the man to get herself into the United States.
Yes.
And when she started doing the few little things she's doing and getting some small change, she's out there. People have advised her. People have talked to her. But if really she loves that man and brought her to this country, there's nothing. She cannot come and tell me, oh, my husband, though, yeah, before you marry me, I didn't know you were this short. The man came back to home to pick you, to file your paper and bring you to this country. Why all of a sudden you find out that he's short? So it's just
Yes.
like I said, the love is not there.
Mm-hmm.
She used her as a portal to enter
Yeah.
into the United States.
Yeah.
That's no love and that's no marriage. I'm
Yes.
sorry, this is just me.
All right. All right. Thank you, Olori. You have a valid point there, if you were here last time when myself, Mr. Ade, and
Olori,
Muniru, this is what we talked about when issue of trophy wife came about this woman using some of these men as a stepping stone to come to the diaspora. But anyway, we're going to divert from that. We're going to go more. Mr. Ade, um, some of the reason why some of these men or women went back home is not because they couldn't find spouses here. Okay, they can, but some of them already had their spouses waiting at home. Some do leave their spouses at home, come to the diaspora. Well, act like men typically do, date a few ladies and a few guys, but in the back of their mind, they already knew that they were going back home to get their spouses. So now, do you think that's one of the factors that may have occurred why some of these men will now go back home and choose and pick their brides?
yeah. So there are some people too. Before they come to this country, maybe they have a fiancé, they have someone maybe they are dating at home. You understand me? So when they come here and they settle down, they make their mind that maybe Funke, maybe Informer. I have to go and pick it. I have to go and marry Informer at home and bring her here to join me. You see? So some people too, it's like that. You see? So that side, what I say about that side too, mostly people, their parents, their parents used to tell them that, maybe don't marry a Igbo woman, don't marry a Kata, or don't marry somebody from somebody far away from us. When you want to marry, come back home, come and marry, because it happened to my cousin. This thing happened to my cousin. You see, my cousin in London. So what happened is that my cousin was dating a lady in UK, and the mother of my cousin said, the lady is too short. Why are you going to marry a short lady? So at long last, my cousin's mother, which is my auntie, he convinced his son. So his son break up with the lady, and they find a lady for him at the University of Lagos. You see, so my cousin came down. They make a big party, a very big party. They make a big party. You know that when my cousin take this lady to UK, although she give birth to I think a girl. After she give birth to a girl, she's realized saying, my cousin is not up to his standard. My cousin is not up to his standard. You see, and my cousin is stingy. He can't spend. You know that at long last the marriage later break up. After having one child, so they break up, and later my cousin go back to that short girl.
Yeah,
that short girl.
yeah,
My cousin go back to that short girl and marry that short girl.
yeah. See,
So,
that. Uh,
so
thank you, Mr.
the parent, the parent, that's what they used to cause problem. Our mother,
Yeah.
our father, mostly our mother, they used to cause the problem. They will be telling you, don't marry a Kata, maybe Akata will carry your child away. Especially my mom. Especially my mom. My mom will be telling you that, oh, it's if Akata give birth, is it your child? It's not your child. Now if you have Akata, it's not your Akata. You and Akata have a child, it's not your child. You know, you can't bring that child. You can't bring that child home. You know, you can't bring that child home. Yeah. So you better not waste your time. Don't waste your time. Come and get a woman over here and marry. You know.
Yeah.
So
It's not. Let me come in here a little bit. Sorry,
Yeah.
Kabiesi.
Good.
Mr. Ade, I understand what you're saying, but when you go like now, she married the one that the the mother recommended and the sister. Did you see where it end up? And let me use myself as an example again. When I met my husband and he came back to the United States and he came back and wants to marry me. Intertribal marriage. Initially, the mom was like, oh, you're not going to marry her. She's Igbo, or this. You know what my husband said? If you don't want me to marry her, I'll go back and marry an Akata. The mom now carry herself and throw on the floor. Instead of you to go and marry Akata, please marry the Omoibo for me. At least that one will be bringing you home. You see?
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah, so you don't really, some families, they press on the men so much, but if you can stand on what you believe and who you love, you're not going to live with your mother and your sister. You are going to live with the woman you want to marry.
Yeah.
And once you love and you know that you're going to be happy with her, it is you. When you stand on your, this is the person I want to marry is from Nigeria, is maybe Igbo, Hausa, or Yoruba, and we've been together. Why would I want now to come back and start afresh because you don't want me to marry the person I've been with? The person is short, the person is tall. It don't make no sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It doesn't.
Sometimes our parents push us into certain things that we are not supposed to do, and at the end of the day, we regret it.
Yeah. Yeah. And they'll be gone, and they will live their lives. You know.
Yeah.
Olori Abidoyi, thank you very much for that little take on that. You know, I've always said that the pressure that most of us faces from our parents back home as to who to choose as a bride also contributed to most of this problem we have. Mr. Muniru,
Yeah.
this is for you, sir. Um, I remember when I first got my green card newly. I mean, a new green card order. I was so excited, you know. I was so excited to going back home and just to feel that freedom of leaving America after a couple of years in America. Most of the time when you go back home as a newly green card guy, you go home, all the girls want you, then all kind of stuff. That might propel you to start thinking that maybe I should just go home and get a bride because every girl you talk to virtually wants you. I mean, I don't know if that's most women experience that. As a man, I've experienced it. Anywhere you go to as a guy from the diaspora, you talk to any lady, they want you. Do you think the reason why some of us kind of like change our mindset? I've been lived there for so long and dated maybe a few ladies were there. Now because we now have the freedom to go back home, now it changes our mind like maybe I should go home and pick a bride because the girls back home are more beautiful, they're more voluptuous, they're this and that. Is that the reason why we do that too?
Yeah. But, the thing is that if you know that woman before you flew to USA, so and then you go back, this is a continuation of your relationship. But if it is just new, you came here, you get back home, and then you're trying to look for women, it's gonna be different because the thing is that you are here, you don't get to know her a lot. You don't get to know her a lot. Her morality, her behavior, or maybe she has another boyfriend over there. So when you flew from here, you go back. They know this guy coming from $50, a lot of dollar. So they will try to they try to just follow you and then see if it can come here. Like Mr. Princess said, most of the time they want to come here just using you like like a tool. Okay, but they have another they have own agenda. Their own agenda. So for me, uh, if you go back and then start looking for women without taking time to know them, to know their culture a lot, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to last long. You know, as soon as they get here and they get to know the system, man, this will go start falling apart. You know, because the systems are completely different. Back home, the man is a king. The man is a king. But here, women tend to have more power than the men. So when they come here, they got this advisor from or both sides. Okay, from here, from okay, they will start to say, "Oh no, no, I don't have to live like that." You know, so they start taking this from you, and now you find out, "Oh man, I made a mistake. I made a mistake."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Maniru. Yeah, it's that's a valid point, and I'm sure that most of the men that are watching this program today will can take a cue from that. Uluri Abidoyi, you mentioned something when earlier when we first started the show about going back home, and people don't understand the cost of it, of doing this, the emotional cost, the financial cost,
Mhm.
okay, of going back home and get a bride or a spouse. I mean, before it used to be within 6 months your spouse is here, but now because of COVID-19 and COVID-20, whatever is out there now, it's taking a toll on some of these men and women, and the cost of doing this. So, I mean, Lori Abidoye, now, oh, she's
Oh man,
she's
she left.
no, I think she lost his contract.
The
Well,
connection.
the connection was bad there. So, all right, we're gonna wait till come back. Mr. Ade, all right, I think she's trying to come back. Let's see if she's back in a minute. Okay, all right, she's gonna be back now.
What
Lori
happened?
Abidoye,
Yes, sir.
I lost you for a second.
Yes,
Welcome,
I just
welcome.
I just had the thing just went off, so I have to get back in again. I was like,
Okay,
what's going on?
yeah, welcome back. All right.
Thank you.
The question I was asking is for you. Can you answer the question if you still remember the question?
Can you refresh me on
The
my mind a
cost,
little bit on that?
the mental
Okay,
cost, and the
the
financial cost.
cost, well, the emotional and financial cost of doing this. Some of these folks don't understand it until when they get involved in it and they realize, man, this is costing us too much. Can you explain that to us? See, they don't understand it. They get involved, and now it's now difficult for them to back out of it. So, what I'm trying to ask you is this: don't they understand? Don't some of them don't understand the cost of it, and before they went into it.
They do. Some of them do. Some of us we don't. Because for a man to make up his mind to go home to marry, you're gonna know that it entails a lot. It entails a lot. And before you invest in something that is gonna cost your life emotionally, you have to look very well. Just like Mr. Manuri said, that you can't just somebody you have to have somebody you want to marry at home before you can come back to marry that person. I don't really agree to that because when I married my husband, December is going to be 28 years that I'm married. I got married in 1995. My husband don't know me from Adam. He just came to Nigeria for the first time. I have a life. I have a boyfriend then. I'm sorry to say it. But when we met, we started, like I said, gradually from one thing or the other. He came back to the United States. After 4, 6 months, he came back again because I would say that, oh, it's like, I love this woman. I want to be with her. It's not necessary that you have to have a relationship back home before you can come back to marry somebody. I didn't really agree on that. Because well, then every time I say I use myself as an example, my husband does not know me from Adam. I met him when he first came back to Nigeria after 10 years sojourn in the United States. From one thing or the other, we started moving. And after 1 year, because of me, he frequents Nigeria. He comes 2-3 times a year. You understand me? Just for us to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, after 1 year, we got married. And since then, 1995, it's not that every marriage is perfect, but how do you deal with your issues with each other? We are not from the same mother, we are not from the same father. We are two different individuals that come together to become one. We have our shortcomings. The only thing is, how do you deal with those shortcomings in order for you to sustain that marriage? So that's my take on that.
Yeah, I want to
But
add
for
something.
somebody coming back home, for a man deciding to come back home to marry a woman, there's a lot at stake. Even if you have that woman there before you traveled to the United States or whatever country, and at the end of the day, when you have your stay, you have your stand, you come back to pick that woman, there's a lot that's going to go into it. And remember, most of us women and most men, it's difficult for some of us to keep distant relationship. You cannot tell me you're going to leave somebody for 2, 3, 5 years. You're just talking on the phone. Some people have patience. Some people don't. Temptations will come in every shape and angle. But how do you handle this?
Okay.
So, like I said, it's a two-edged sword.
Yeah.
So that's my own take on it. If you want to invest emotionally, make sure you're going to be strong, because the way you think it might go might not be the same way it will go.
Yeah.
It's a two-edged sword. So that's why every one of us has to be careful.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Olori. Thank you very much. Mr. Nuru, you want to join it? You want to you have a
I
take on
was
that?
trying to add a comment, like, when Mr. Abi said it's gradually, the relationship get group gradually. What that it's mean for me? What I think is that it didn't go just like that. So it's from time to time they get to know each other before they get married. He didn't go there and the first time he met you, and then you just go. No, he came back, and after 6 months, go back and then trying to consolidate the relationship. So what I'm trying to say is that it's something that is built up. You don't just go and then right away get married. So you have to know, you have to keep the relationship in order for you to get to know the lady, or they need to get to know the man, so the relationship can last long. But if it's like a very short time, it doesn't work. Usually, it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Muniro. All the while we've been talking about men going back home to get their spouses. There was never a time we talked about women doing the same thing. So, Mr. Ade, I don't know if you have a take on this. How do you see the other side, women going back home to choose this bride? What is your take on that? And although you're gonna fit on into that topic, because being a lady, I'm sure you probably have a take on that too, right?
Yes.
It's not
Okay, Mr. Ade,
common
I want
like.
to go first, and then although you come after that.
Okay, can you see? It's
Yes,
not
sir.
common.
Yes, sir.
Mostly of my friends who are females from Africa, when you tell them that they should go and marry from Africa, they say they can't do it. So I used to tell them that. So we men are fools, right? We men are fools to go and bring a woman at Africa, But so they will tell you that they can't do it. Even I think I I have a Ghanaian friend, female. I have a Nigerian, which they are American citizens. When you tell them that they should go and bring a man from home, they will say, "Oh, they can't do it. Oh no, they can't do it." Say, why? What is the big deal? And these two women that I'm telling you, it's a man who brought them from Nigeria and Ghana to this place. But they are saying that they can't bring a man. You see? So mostly of them, the other one, the white guy brought him, brought her, sorry, the white guy brought her. And the other one too, the Nigerian guy brought her here. And when you are discussing, oh, now you are single now, you are divorced now. Go and bring her, go and find a man at home. They will tell them, oh, they can't do it. They can't do it. There's no how you convince them. They will tell you that they can't do it. Unless they meet a man here. Unless they meet somebody here. So, woman, a woman doesn't want to lose. A woman doesn't want to lose, but they want a man to lose. So,
all right, Mr. Ade, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Olori, I wanted to chip in on that issue. What is your take on that?
Okay, my own take is this. As this life is, we are women. In our culture and where we come from, most of us, a woman is not supposed to go and propose to a man. And for some women, oh, I have my pride to keep. This is a woman's pride. A woman is not supposed to propose to a man. But that aside, let's call a spade a spade. Some of the women that are here, they have worked so hard to make themselves what they are. And if they didn't get married here, they want to go back home and marry. Our men back home, let me be very, very sincere. Some of them are not sincere. 95 or 97% of men are not sincere. I have somebody I know. She has worked so hard in this country. She made it. She went back home to get a husband. He knew this guy when she was younger. But when she now got back home, they got back together. But what the guy has in mind is quite different. He pretended that the love is still there. They now got married, which was basically financed by the woman. And the lady came back, filed a paper for this guy. He came to the US. After 6 months to 1 year, she now find out the lady got pregnant. They had a baby boy. After that, he now realized that she's old, that she has made all this good life for herself. How did she make it? Do you want to tell me that she did this all by herself? To be sincere with you, the lady went to work, came back one day, the man left, and up to today, the man has not looked back.
Well,
So with all this, what makes you think that I will go back home to go and get a man? A lot of things are in these things. Just like what is in the men is what is in the women. It's like the guy used her as a portal to come into this country. And at the end of the day, he dumped her and walked away.
yeah. Olori Abidoyi, this is a case that will never go away.
Yeah.
Where men dump men, women dump men. It's both side issue.
It's a vicious circle.
yeah, women dump men, men dump women. It's
Yeah.
always the case
All
whenever
the time. Yeah.
issue of
Mhm.
going
Kabiyesi,
back home and getting a
Kabiyesi,
wife or spouse from the diaspora. Some of them always have an agenda, and
Kabiyesi,
that is not going to go away. So
Kabiyesi,
we're going to round up this show this morning.
Kabiyesi,
I don't know where we have with the echo,
Do it
but
more. Women do it more.
all right, okay, I all right. So
Women do it more, but it depends on the kind of woman you marry and the kind of woman you met. Like
It's
well,
the
I
same.
can always say, a woman is a woman's, in a woman is the place to build her home. Men are
some
big
of
babies. They are your husband, but they are your first
hold on,
baby.
hold on, Tade. You coming now?
Women are men and women, as far as I'm concerned, is the woman that will help a man to build a home. Men are babies all the time, and they are your first babies. And you, the woman, will always try to make them to come back. Like I always say, no marriage is sweet all the way.
No way.
Is let me tell you, when you come to a marriage, if a woman you are marrying decides to make your life a living hell, she will do it in a snap of a finger. That same woman, if she wants the house to be the most peaceful and beautiful home, she can do it in a snap of a finger. So don't say it's all the women. No, it depends on who you are and who you marry. Every marriage is not on a platter, but how do you handle it as a woman?
Thank you,
Because
Olori.
if we start looking at what our men do, most of us are not going to stay. They will say, "Hey, go to hell. I don't give a damn. America, lower. After all, I'm here. There's nothing you can do." You understand me? But
Yeah,
there's certain things you're gonna put one on one for the marriage to work. One
yes.
advice my mom gave me when I got married: two captains cannot stay in a boat.
No.
My
Yeah.
daughter, you have to be the sheep. Don't be the goats, because goats are very stubborn. You cannot make any way with it.
Yeah.
And I look at it, and when you look at it, it's same in the Bible. Jesus' disciples are his sheep. He said, "My sheep hear my voice when I call."
Mm.
So when there are certain things, a woman and a man at the same time has to keep aside to make sure that your marriage works.
Yeah. Thank you, Olori. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Ade. I want to give you a final take on that, and then Mr. Manu, you'll come in after that. Then I'll come and I'll round up. Mr. Ade, what's your take on that, please, if you don't mind?
Oh, so and another thing, Kabiyesi, another thing I think is that you see, when you went home as a man to go and find a woman, I think I think you should be very intelligent. We should be very intelligent. You know, when a woman is pretending, when someone is pretending, when you are when you take your time, you get that this person is not real. That's what I think. If somebody is playing game with you, if you take your time as a man, you will know that this person is not real. The same as a woman. When a woman go home and you find a man and the man is playing game, it's not real. If you take your time, like they say, when the eye take its time, you can see the nose. You see? So I think if we take our time, we can know that this person is not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
Because a woman who loves you will not rush that, oh, come and take me to United States. I can't stay here. You know, this kind of things you can know. See? Because it's just like you marry a woman, maybe the woman maybe stay in Africa. Maybe you have some of your kids. You have some of your kids in Africa. And you take your time. You know, if this woman loves you, I don't think this woman will rush you to bring her to this country. It's going to take his time. It's going to take his time,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, yes, Mr. Ade,
It
thank you very
doesn't
much.
really mean, because some people don't do good with distant relationship.
Yeah,
When my husband married me, he didn't bring me here straight. I was
yeah,
in Nigeria for 3 years.
yeah,
He married
yeah.
me in 1995, but he brought me to the United States in 1998.
Mm,
So it
yeah,
depends. It
yeah.
depends.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Olori. Mr. Muniru,
Yeah.
I want you to give us a final take on your perspective.
Okay.
Do you encourage a man, a woman to go back home, or do you just say, you know what, do what's right for yourself?
Yeah, usually what happened to us, we have to blame ourselves. The way we behave, give the opportunity to other people to say, oh, okay. Because when you go home, most of the time, when they go home, they want to try show off, want to show off. So when you show off, people will take you that way, that way. But if you go and then you're humble, you're humble, you live such a way that, okay, I'm not that rich, I'm not okay. Those who wanna love you, they wanna love you as you are. But when you go back and then you want to show off like you're doing something, okay, you're very, very rich here, it doesn't work. So you're gonna blame yourself for the way you're behaving back home in order for you to bring a girl, because it's not marriage is not easy. It's not easy.
Yes.
Like people say, it's two different people raised in two different culture. Sometimes they have to live together. So it's gonna take time. It's gonna get time, and it's gonna take courage in order for you to make your marriage stand. So that's
Yeah.
what I have to say.
All right, guys. Like I said, we can talk about this topic all day long, and we'll never get tired of it. But we're getting to our last minute here, so let me just first of all thank every one
Let
of you
me
for
let me
showing
see.
up. Go ahead, go ahead, go
Let
ahead.
me make one point. Let me make one point.
Okay,
You see
everybody will
that
make a point.
Olori,
Olori, I want to give you 1 minute to make up a point before we leave. Okay,
you
and
see
Mr.
that
Muniru,
you see that
Yeah.
hold on, Shadi, hold on. Mr. Muniru, if you have one more point to make before we leave, just quick 1 point. Olori, I'm gonna give you 1 point also. Okay, Mr. Ade, go ahead.
No, no. What I want
you
to
see
say
that
is that
No, no, let Mr. Ade go ahead. Mr. Ade, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
you see that Mr. Olori said something that after she get married to the husband,
Mm,
he said the mother give her advice that she has to be like that two captain doesn't
Stay in
move a
a
ship,
boat. Mm-hmm.
mm,
turn a boat. That she has to be a ship, not to be a boat. So what my point is that because Olori get a good mother, his mother is a good mother-in-law. So the marriage is going to work. It's going to
mm,
work perfectly. Yeah. If he Olori doesn't have a good mother, believe me, maybe the marriage will not be like this
yeah.
because the
Uh,
mother will be giving her a bad advice all the time.
mm,
A bad
mm,
advice all the time.
mm,
Oh,
yeah.
come and build house at home. Oh, come and take your brothers. Come and bring your brothers here. So they will put pressure on her. She will not support the husband. She will never support her husband. All the money Olori get, she will always try to help the family. You understand me? And
Mm,
their family building will fall apart. You see? So Olori, oh, it's mother-in-law. If you have a good mother-in-law and good father-in-law, believe me, your marriage is going to work. It's going to work. Even
mm,
if there's some challenges, they will address
mhm,
it properly
yeah,
for both
yeah.
of you.
Uh,
You see?
all right.
So that's what I think.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ade. Thank you very
Okay.
much, Mr. Ade. Olori, just a few minutes, okay? What is your take on that before we leave?
Yeah, like what he said, I live with the advice that my parents and my mother-in-law give to me. Before my mother-in-law passed, when my husband married me, my mother-in-law, we don't understand each other. She doesn't understand English. She only understands the Yoruba. And Yoruba she speaks is the Ekiti language, you know. So it's like my husband is an interpreter between me and her. But I know she loved me. When I came into that family, a lot of things changed. Immediately, I had my daughter. I had my daughter in 1998, December. A year, before 1 year, I took my child to go and meet my mother-in-law, because my mother-in-law will always say, I am waiting for my son, because my husband is the last born. He said the reason why she's still alive is she's waiting to carry the child of the last son. And when I had my daughter, I took her straight to Nigeria. Because why? Because of the way this woman received me. We don't hear each other. We don't understand each other. We always have an interpreter in between. But I know that she loved me. And I made her that promise. And the first time I took my child back to Nigeria to her, oh my God, I cried that day. That woman, she will hug me, she will kiss me, she wants to bite me. She was overwhelmed with joy. So this is what we most of our parents expect from us. Marriage, I will always say, is not so good, it's not so bad, but it is you that will make your house peaceful and comfortable to stay.
Agree.
Thank you very much, Olori Abidoye, and Mr. Muniru. Can you give us your final take, please?
Oh no, as she's saying, everything depends on us, and take what's best for you. If you think going back home, it's gonna give you peace of mind, raise your family in the peace way, you do it, and then be responsible on your own behavior. That's it. That's what I have to say. So,
All right. Folks, guys, Olori Abidoye, Mr. Manuel Ade, and Mr. Muniru, I've always enjoyed this. I enjoy this company a lot. Let's do it one more time as frequent as we can. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. We can discuss another topic entirely, but I can tell you this has been great so far. But like we all agree to, whatever we do when it comes to the issue of husband and wife going back home and choosing a spouse or what they're about, family structure matters a lot. Okay, when we have good family structure, whether we choose our spouses here in the diaspora or we went back home to choose our spouse, so long as we have a good family support, everything works out well. When one is missing, vis-a-vis the father-in-law or the mother-in-law, then that's a big problem. Folks, thank you very much and happy Easter to all of you. I'll see you again next time. Take care, guys.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Kabir. Say happy
thank-
Easter.
all right,
Thank
bye
you.
bye.
Mm.